Hey everyone, it's Leonie for Blues Fans TV. So for Chelsea, obviously the last couple of games before we had this pause, we were doing fantastic. We obviously had the Liverpool game in the FA Cup where we beat them 2-0, which was brilliant. And then the Everton game, the 4-0 victory at home as well. So 6 goals, 2 clean sheets, I would take that any day of the week. So the momentum was there, and hopefully we can sort of pick up where we left off with that. It would obviously be great to beat Villa on the Sunday. That is our first game of the restart. So, I mean, I would love a couple of goals. I'd love a clean sheet as well. Obviously, I will take that. But it will be interesting to see how we start the restart of the season, and hopefully we can get the 3 points and the momentum will be there for the rest of the games. Obviously the next game is Man City, which will be again very interesting. Liverpool, of course, I mean, can we call it a title race? Yeah. But again, I just think from a Chelsea perspective, it will be brilliant to just keep getting those 3 points in, getting in a decent performance. A clean sheet again would be amazing, but obviously we're in a position where we are really fighting for this top 4. The teams around us, you know, the points, there's not many between us, and it is so crucial that we restart this season in a really positive way and get those 3 points when we can. Obviously, this, you know, leading up to this point, we have had some inconsistencies. I don't want to go into it, but obviously like the West Ham game, Bournemouth, Southampton, yeah, not great. Newcastle as well. Yeah, not the best games, but I think we are learning. It's a transition season. It's you know, it's one of those strange seasons for us, I think, and I just think we got to start this really positively. The 3 points against Villa would be amazing. So obviously after the Man City game we have West Ham. Again, that previous game did not go as we would have wanted it to, but hopefully we can get 3 points against them. That would be great, because they are one of those teams that you would hope we can beat, but again we will see what happens, and obviously the 2 previous games, we'll see what happens there as well. So after that we have Watford. Again, 3 points, momentum. This is, you know, this is why I should be a football manager. This would be my speech every game. But it is true, momentum is everything, and confidence as well. So I think, you know, again, 3 points. I'm aiming for top 4, I'm not going to lie. This is what we want, and I think we can do it. And I think we just got to go into it with a real sort of desire to get that top 4. And then Palace as well. We beat them 2-0 before, and that was a great game. That was a real sort of moment for me where things were starting to look good for us. Then we have Sheffield United. So that will be interesting come that game to see where they are in terms of top 4 as well. They do worry me, I'm not going to lie. They are a team that can produce these results, and we drew 2-2 with them before, and they 100% have, you know, a lot of potential. So I'm hoping that we can kind of beat them this time, which would be nice. Again, we will see what's happening at that sort of current situation with points and the top race for the top 4. And then of course we have Norwich, which Norwich, bless them, they are obviously down the bottom at the moment. We would expect to beat them, but when obviously we played them before, it was jam-packed. Like literally, I couldn't take my eyes off that game. Obviously we beat them 3-2 in the end, and Tammy scored 2 goals, which was brilliant. But yeah, that was an interesting one, that's for sure. So hopefully, you know, we can get 3 points against them. That would be really good. And obviously before, when we played them, they were the team that we beat. That was our first win for Frank in charge of Chelsea. So maybe we can kind of think about that again, think about that winning mentality, and again where we are in terms of top 4. Hopefully we can build on what we're doing, and I just really want top 4, really do. Then of course we've got Liverpool, who, let's be honest, by that point will have won the league, and I do think well done to them. Like, yeah, it's a funny season, isn't it? But it's always good to play Liverpool, and of course it's always good to beat them if we can. Obviously we lost last time, but I think those games are always just really interesting. They're really just exciting. You never know what's going to happen. It always makes me think about the Champions League back in the day when we used to play them, and just kind of the unpredictability of it. And it's obviously always brilliant to beat Liverpool. So yeah, we'll hopefully get 3 points against them as well. And then finally we have Wolves, who they are again quite close to us in the table. That previous game we had with them, oh my word, I'm still like getting over that. 5-2 victory. Obviously Tammy scoring a hat-trick as well. It was one of those games, again, you just couldn't take your eyes off it, and I've a lot of respect for Wolves. I think they're a cracking team, and you know, the way they present themselves, you should never underestimate them. So yeah, and also it had remnants of 2004 when we beat them 5-2 again at home. I remember going to that game when I was a kid, and I went with my dad, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank scored a hat-trick. It was his 32nd birthday, and again that game was just, it was insane. It was just, you know, one thing after another. You're on the edge of your seat, and obviously loads of goals to watch. So we'll see what happens with that game. It will be interesting. So yeah, I think for me, like I've said before, top 4 is the one. I think we need it. We need to finish the season well. And like I say, if we start it in a positive way and we get 3 points, I really do think the momentum will be there, and we will be able to continue getting wins. Obviously the teams around us are going to be fighting as well, so I just think it's going to be really interesting, a real battle for top 4. So we will see what happens. So obviously in terms of players, going back to training, so players like, so before we spoke about Billy Gilmour, who really impressed me before we paused for the season. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes back. Obviously he's young, and I think, you know, the confidence is there, and hopefully Frank will see that in him as well. But I've always been quite impressed, that sounds really downplayed. No, I've been really impressed with the youth. I think, you know, players like Mount, like Billy Gilmour, have produced some really special moments, and I just think if they keep going the way they are, it's going to be a good end to the season. And I love the combination of youth and experienced players. I think Chelsea are doing this really well at the moment, and I think Frank has done a fantastic job with combining the two, you know, giving the young players a chance, which they need at the end of the day. They need game time. So yeah, I'm excited to see the team again. I'm excited to watch the football again. I'm excited to see what Chelsea are going to do, and just football in general. I just think I didn't think I'd miss it as much as I have, but I really have. Just everything about it. There's just something very, very special about football. So I'm very, very excited to have it back in my life. Just a quick one as well. So Kante has resumed full contact training, which again is a very big positive for Chelsea fans. As we all know, Kante he's just out of this world basically. He is a fantastic player. His work rate, his dedication, his overall kind of presence on the pitch, with or without the ball, is it's just amazing to watch. He honestly is. I don't even have any words for him. He's brilliant. So hopefully things will be all right there, because he is really one of our key players, and it would be great to see him back. And also his hair as well. His hair is looking pretty good. So let's see what happens. June the 17th, that is the restart. And again, I am counting down the days. I'm counting down the hours. I can't wait to watch football every day. Like, that is going to be my life. So let's see what happens. I'm entering this restart really positively. I think top 4. I think beat Leicester in the FA Cup and see what happens there. I'm optimistic. I think we can do it. And, you know, obviously it's going to be hard not being able to go to the games, but we obviously understand why we're not going. But just to be able to watch football again is going to be amazing. I can't wait. I cannot wait. So I hope everyone's okay and everyone's looking after themselves. Obviously, if you want to drop some comments below, what are your predictions? What are your aspirations? What are your hopes for the end of this season? How do you think Chelsea are going to start? What kind of team do you want to see as well? Yeah, and just let me know what you think. And it's been great to talk again. I can't wait to talk to you more about football, and hopefully we will have some really positive news on, you know, our restart and results. Lots of wins. I'm ready, and I'm optimistic. Okay, thank you, and I will talk soon. Goodbye.